And the person who was visiting Usenzo for the first time, who didn't know Zandi's boyfriend, but said to us on the phone, the boyfriend that Zandi has shot Usenzo, and he said that to the police. Angengikhulume ngoma ngoba uma ubuhlungu bethu ubuhlungu she's always been, and he lost the son.
Hey, Chana, we are back with another video. The Tanzania case is on recess, and it's gonna give some time to the likes of Advocate Nisi, Ramosepile, and Umala and Mshololo to gather some thoughts in order to defend their clients. What I've played earlier, it was the voice of Siyabonga Miya. He's the one that exposed some contradictions in this case, because this case is all about contradictions. As the state has no case. From the beginning, it was clear that these men are innocent. I'm going to play an audio where Brigadier Gininda told us that Bongani Ntanzi had about 30 cases. 30, that's 30. Brigadier Gininda said Ntanzi had 30 cases because he wanted to paint a picture. Yogutu Ntanzi, he's an outlaw, he's a criminal, he's a bad man. He's a bad man, like show Arkale. But when the evidence is presented before court, it's clear that there are no such cases. Gininda misled the court.
And my lord, I can say the essence of this statement is that there was, I believe, a reason for Sergeant Mokhane to make a move on accused number 2 on the 16th. That is really the essence of the basis of why they approach him. A lot of things were said there, and I can tell this court, if I have to reveal the dockets that actually we had to pursue or come to know about based on this information, others that we've got, it's more than 30, my lord. And it's serious matters.
Of
murder, attempted murder, firearms, it's a lot, my lord, that came. It's a lot. I can tell this court without, it's a lot. We are not even done, and I don't want to say bad things about this accused because I'm being asked now by counsel for accused 1 and 2, but a lot has come up, my lord. So it was not baseless, it is the truth.
Manje ke ukuthi uMokhane aye ayofunana noNtanzi uthi kwasasikhona isizathu ngoba nqaba yamacala ayikuthi sisawaphenya, amanye sekuqediwe ukuphenya ngawo, amanye asaphenywa. Namacala uthi uma engathi nje ukwabala angaba lapha ko-30, uthi akafune ukubonakala ingathi umuntu okhuluma uNtanzi kabi, kodwa amacala amaningi, amanye ahlanganisa ukubulalwa kwabantu, amanye ahlanganisa ibhamu nezinhlamvu ezingekho.
Uzwele, Gininda said there are about 30 cases against Ntanzi. He said some of them are almost concluded and charges were pending. But now we're about 3 years later and no charges against Ntanzi have been added. And remember that Uputo Mncane Khumalo came to court and told us that Bongani Ntanzi was not part of the Nongoma case. That case, the only accused that was there, it was Nisena Mthelezi. So Brigadier Gininda misled the court, and I think he should be charged because you cannot come to court and say things that do not exist. Clearly Gininda misled the court and he has to pay. Paying by facing the consequences of lying. If you come to court and lie, that's committing perjury, and you could be arrested for about 5 years or more. So I think Gininda here, there's a case against him that he needs to answer. And also remember that Warren of Samakubo opened a case of diverting the ends of justice against Brigadier Gininda because Gininda allegedly stole a statement from the dockets. That is the statement that was deposed by Umnonzi Hlope. Mr. Miya spoke about that at length and also accused the Minister of Police, Bheki of doing some things that is inconsistent with the police minister because Bheki went to the Miya family and told them something else. But later on, different men were charged for this case. He said the men before court were the victims because the police are just diverting attention from the real shooter. And we know who's the real shooter, but please watch this.
Esekhuluma ngalabantu manje lokho kwangidida ngiyacabanga ukuthi lento ngathi sizodinga upresident uzofanele ukuthi angenelele ngoba manje iboard yakhe kuthiwa yini icabinet yakhe manje umphakathi we-South Africa uzongayithembi ngoba manje uminister wayekade ethe labantu wayekade hambisana nathi yazi ukuthi ubani wenze lento uyazi naye uyazi lokho angikufihli manje waqhamuka esethi labantu abawu-5 kanjani angazi nominister khona into abamsabisa ngayo mhlawumbe bamsabisa nga-something angazi mhlawumbe khona into abathi bazomenza yona angazi
ekuphatha kanjani?
I'm very strong because I believe in God. I'm a man of God, and I don't fear anyone. Khona babe ngitshela ethweni bathi yeke le case yeke vele umfona ngasekho ngithi mina hayi wathatha ukuthi uJesu afi ukuze thina sisindiswe nami ukuthi fanele ngife ukuze lecala livele kunjalo. I believe in God. I have a strong relationship with God. I don't fear any man, even ngathiwa uyi-president uyini power ngisabi.
Ucabanga ukuthi laba ocabanga ukuthi yiba bayenzile lento bazoboshwa noma ucabanga ukuthi nje I never yenzakala lento?
Bazoboshwa, sizozama ukwenza indlela ukuthi sikwazi ukudila nalamaphoyisa ukuthi so sizama ukuthi angifuna ukukhuluma kakhulu but sizokwenza indlela ukuthi sidile nalabantu ababophe abantu abangekho nokuthi kanjani ukuthi umuntu ewususpect kuleli cala kodwa aqhubeka investigate i-case. Yiloko sifuna ukudila nabo ukuthi fanele baphume labantu ngoba oyedwa wabo ususpect wakhipha something ku-docket.
Clearly, Sfiso thinks Gininda should not be part of this case because he's a suspect. Because Waro Samakubo opened a case of defeating the ends of justice against Gininda because he allegedly stole the statement of Nungshope, which resurfaced later after Sfiso spoke about it on TV. And the police were left with no choice but to bring back that statement because that statement implicates one and only Longotwala, and we know his father says he's a drug, he's everything, but he's not a killer. But my question would be, how do you know that's it? Because you are not with him all the time. You do not know drugs, what effect do they have in his brain. So you cannot say he's not a killer because because Aushal Nai 24/7, you do not know the things that he does. But you cannot fault Chico because it is son after all. But the puzzling thing is that Chico Twala had a meeting with Sibiya, and in that meeting it is alleged that Chico Twala bribed Shatta Sibiya. Those words were said by Advocate Tefo. Maybe it's the reason why Chico Twala is now busy defending his son, just to make sure that that issue of the meeting with Sibiya is not spoken about. But listen to him here defending his son and hear Ututin.
It's my son. Even if it was not a Senzo Meyiwa issue and all that, I think I would be doing the same thing. This has got nothing to do with Senzo. And regarding the Senzo Meyiwa, I know that he didn't. Because I know him. He's a thief, he's a druggie. But him shooting Senzo, what is nonsense. Whatever people are saying about him, I know he won't do that. And if I was protecting him, why would I actually, this man was in the street. All his life is in the streets. I only accept him there and there when he comes back from rehab. But most of his time is in the street. If I'm protecting him against maybe him being my son, protecting him, why would I leave him in the streets to suffer? Why am I actually opening a case for him to be imprisoned if I'm protecting him for the Senzo Meyiwa? Trust me, I'll be the happiest man. If he was the one who did it, I'd rather see him in jail than to see him suffer in the streets. You understand?
You said you brought a witness with you. What is the witness? Is it the person who was there?
No, it's my helper. No, it's my helper. They just wanted to tell my helper.
Just getting back, Baba, to the Senzo Meyiwa case. There's been a lot of mention that the defense will want to call you on the stand, and also an indication that they'll want perhaps to call your son to the stand. Is this something that you're preparing for? Are you willing to go to the stand? Do you think that Longwe will want to go and, give his version of events as well?
Look, Longwe is an adult. I think if the defense or the police or the prosecutor, anyone wants him, I think they know where to find him. On my side, I don't even know why would I be going there. For what? I was not there. The people who were in the house killing my son, they must be responsible for the action. If it's them, let the law take its course. Why must I go and appear? The defense, I think, in the sense of Meyiwa, they're just doing this for publicity and money. That's how I see it. They don't have the interest in actually getting the truth about the censor. They are pointing at Longwe. longer all the time. I think it's all about fame and all that. For me, that's how I see it. Because if Longo was responsible, the first piece.
Well, one day Chiko Chwala, your son, will have to account because the statement of Mhlophe alleges that Longo Chwala shot Senzo Moyongeputa. This happened because Senzo was trying to separate the fight between Zandi and Ulongo. Unfortunately, the gun went off and Senzo was then shot and unalived. Then Shetatsibi arrived later on and held the meeting in the house, which is where the theory of the intruder was passed and approved. So that is where the lying and the cooking began. That is after UCB had arrived in Mapiri to clean the crime scene. So kufika nje Gininda, it's all about fabricating evidence because even the gun that was found with accused number 3 when he was arrested, it is a 9mm. That 9mm was tested by Umasondo and Dlamini, which are police officers. Then they found that gun is not a match to the gun that shot Senzo Meyiwa, or the projectile or the bullet jacket that was found in the crime scene kaMeyiwa. But once kufika Gininda, they are now saying that projectile is a match with the gun kaGadla. But abantu abasendlini were emphatic to say the gun that shot Senzo had a will, meaning that it's a revolver, not the same gun that Gadla Mncube owns. So you can see that the cooking started when the new police officers arrived at the case, because this case was handled by different set of police officers and they could not crack it because it's clear that the shooter was in the house. So the police did not focus properly on those that were in the house, because if they had focused earlier on the likes of Longo Chwala and the rest, they would have found the truth, because the answer is in the statement of Mlungu, because when Tumela Madlala phoned Mlungu, it was immediately after the shooting. It was still fresh in his mind. It was before the condemnation of his mind by the likes of Sibiya and Abo Kelly Kumalo and Abo Long and all those that were in the house. So that should tell you to the police were lazy from the beginning. Remember that even the police, they arrested the wrong man by the name of Umbata. Remember, he was simply arrested because he had dreadlocks. He was pointed out by Umaga Kelly Kumalo as the one that was the man who entered the house. So you can see from the beginning, the Kumalos were lying just to cover up for the shooter whom they know very well on the day. So Uprakatia Gininda, I think he should be held accountable for all this fabrication and cooking, because he is the lead investigator. He is the one that is busy instructing Umokhane to do this and that. And Umokhane, Salama fingerprints. Remember that he was accused by Ushuz. He offered him KFC. It was Akambamanga. He was also accused of misleading the court, because he said he had many pending cases which he was investigating. But Kumalo comes to court and say, my lord, I was the investigator of the Nongoma case, and Mwantanzi's name did not appear. But Umokhane is saying something else, meaning that Umokhane misled the court. And I suspect that was in the instruction of the one and only brigadier. So Yabona Gininda, I think once this case is done, he should be thoroughly investigated, because he's been accused of several things. Even in the case of Rodhaven Krecher, he was accused of being one of the police officers that tortured one witness. That witness was forced to implicate Rodhaven Krecher. That is in a different court. So again, now you can see Gininda is being accused of similar thing in a different case. It shows that his behavior is consistent wherever he is involved. Now, Ushia my fingerprints lapangolise, but he does not operate in the manner in which is consistent with the police officer. So, Imadlang Commission of Inquiry is going on. I was hoping that him and the cold case unit are called to account, because the cold case units, we were told by General Kumaluti, they tried to get their hands on those dockets, like APKTT. So those commanders, a cold case, they all report to Brigadier Kininda. So you can see what that cold case unit, it is corrupt, method. Libolile. So I think uMadlanga, he missed an opportunity there to call them just to account. Why did you ask for those dockets? Remember that also equal case unit was also asking for the case which involved Tulo Utike Samput. In that case, it's not a cold case because it occurred fairly recently. I think the police in Pretoria, they can still investigate it without the involvement of the cold case unit. So Ukininda, I think once this case is done, is going to be in a lot of trouble because day by day we see that he is being accused of this and that, and in the end it's going to add up, pile up, and then he's going to crack, he's going to be exposed to be one of those police officers that are not good police officers. But you shall see. In the Madlanga Commission for Inquiry, we heard that Ulo Sbi akasezobuya. Then this week we heard ukuthi lona Ket Matlala, he signed a deal with the NPA, meaning that he might expose the likes of Shadrack Sibiya and others, because now if Ket Matlala becomes a Section 204 witness, he is forced to expose some corruption within the police, and those would include Usibiya, Usenona, as well as others like Abo Faninkos. But Faninkos, I think, is already in deep trouble because he was caught on camera entering the house of Kwati Somolifa. So Owake, I think so pay. But Lababanya, I think they are scared now because Uket is a state witness, but he will still go to prison because the part of the deal is that he has to serve some time. But also I'm sure wherever they are scared. And I'm hoping that the cat will speak. The cat will expose Shadrack Sibiya because the mayor case, I think it is going too slow and Sibiya is not called. So I think somewhere else he'll be held to account. Thank you.